Hi, welcome to the Success Seeds. Ben Horowitz, the co-founder of Andreessen Horowitz and the former CEO of Opsware, shares his experiences and insights in his book, The Hard Thing About Hard Things: Building a Business When There Are No Easy Answers. The book is a must-read for entrepreneurs who are looking for guidance in running a business. In this book, we will cover the key lessons from the book. Lesson 1. Embrace the struggle. The first lesson from The Hard Thing About Hard Things is that you must embrace the struggle. Horowitz emphasizes that running a business is not easy, and there will be times when you feel overwhelmed and unsure of what to do next. However, it is important to remember that the struggle is part of the process. Horowitz shares his experience of building a business during the dot-com boom and then experiencing the dot-com bust. He explains that during the boom, it was easy to raise capital, attract customers, and hire employees. However, when the market crashed, everything changed. He had to make difficult decisions, such as laying off employees, cutting costs, and pivoting the company's focus. These were hard things to do, but they were necessary for the survival of the business. Embracing the struggle means acknowledging that things will not always go as planned, and that there will be obstacles and setbacks along the way. It means being prepared for the unexpected and having the resilience to bounce back from failures. Horowitz provides several tips for embracing the struggle. Accept that there are no easy answers. Running a business is hard, and there are no easy answers or shortcuts. Accepting this fact will help you prepare mentally for the challenges that lie ahead. Focus on the task at hand. When faced with a difficult situation, it's easy to get overwhelmed and lose sight of what needs to be done. Horowitz advises that you focus on the task at hand and break it down into smaller, manageable steps. Seek advice and support. Running a business can be a lonely journey. It's important to seek advice and support from mentors, peers, and other entrepreneurs who have been through similar struggles. Don't give up. The road to success is rarely a straight line. There will be setbacks and failures along the way, but it's important to keep pushing forward and not give up. Embracing the struggle is not just about surviving the hard times, it's also about thriving in them. Horowitz believes that the struggles you face can make you a better leader and a better entrepreneur. It's through the struggles that you learn valuable lessons and develop the skills needed to succeed. Lesson 2. Focus on the long term. The second lesson from The Hard Thing About Hard Things is that it's important to focus on the long-term goals of your business, rather than getting bogged down in the day-to-day tasks. Horowitz stresses that successful entrepreneurs must have a clear vision of what they want to achieve in the long term, and they must remain focused on that vision, even when faced with short-term challenges. He provides several tips for maintaining focus on the long term. Define your vision. As a leader, it's your responsibility to define your company's vision and mission. This will provide clarity and focus for your team, and help everyone stay on track towards the long-term goals. Create a roadmap. Once you have defined your vision, create a roadmap that outlines the steps needed to achieve it. This will provide a clear path forward and help you stay focused on the long-term goals. Prioritize tasks. When faced with a long to-do list, it's important to prioritize tasks based on their impact on the long-term goals. This will ensure that you are focusing your time and energy on the tasks that matter most. Avoid distractions. There will always be distractions and short-term challenges that can take your focus away from the long-term goals. Horowitz advises that you stay disciplined and avoid getting sidetracked by these distractions. By focusing on the long term, you can avoid getting bogged down in day-to-day tasks that may not be aligned with your overall goals. This will help you make better decisions and stay on track towards achieving your vision. Horowitz emphasizes that focusing on the long term does not mean ignoring short-term challenges. Rather, it means having a clear understanding of how those challenges fit into the bigger picture and being able to make decisions that balance short-term needs with long-term goals. Lesson 3. Hire for strength, not lack of weakness. The third lesson from The Hard Thing About Hard Things is that it's important to hire for strength, rather than simply hiring someone because they don't have a specific weakness. Horowitz explains that many companies make the mistake of hiring people who are technically competent but lack the necessary strengths to excel in their role. He advises that companies should instead focus on hiring people who have a clear strength that aligns with the needs of the business. Horowitz provides several tips for hiring for strength. Define the role. Before hiring someone, it's important to define the specific needs of the role. This will help you identify the strengths that are necessary for success in that role. Look for passion. When interviewing candidates, look for those who are passionate about the work they will be doing. Passion is a strong indicator of a person's strengths and their ability to excel in their role. Evaluate track record. Look for candidates who have a proven track record of success in their field. This will give you confidence that they have the necessary strengths to excel in their role. Avoid biases. It's important to avoid biases when hiring. Horowitz advises that you evaluate candidates based on their skills and strengths, rather than factors such as age, gender, or educational background. By hiring for strength, companies can build a team of talented individuals who are passionate about their work and have the skills necessary to succeed. This will help the company achieve its long-term goals and compete effectively in the market. Horowitz emphasizes that hiring for strength is not just about finding the right people, it's also about creating a culture that values strengths over lack of weakness. By focusing on strengths, companies can create a culture of excellence that attracts and retains top talent. Lesson 4. Make tough decisions quickly. The fourth lesson from The Hard Thing About Hard Things is that leaders must be able to make tough decisions quickly, even when the outcomes are uncertain or uncomfortable. Horowitz explains that tough decisions are a part of leadership and that avoiding them can lead to even greater problems down the road. He advises that leaders must be willing to make tough decisions quickly, based on the available information and their intuition. Horowitz provides several tips for making tough decisions quickly. Gather information. Before making a decision, it's important to gather as much information as possible. This will help you make an informed decision and avoid making decisions based on emotions or assumptions. Set a deadline. When faced with a tough decision, set a deadline for making the decision. This will help you avoid procrastination and ensure that the decision is made in a timely manner. Use your intuition. Sometimes, tough decisions need to be made quickly, and there may not be enough time to gather all the information you need. In these cases, Horowitz advises that leaders trust their intuition and make a decision based on their experience and expertise. Communicate clearly. Once a decision has been made, it's important to communicate it clearly to your team. This will help ensure that everyone is on the same page and can work together to implement the decision effectively. By making tough decisions quickly, leaders can avoid prolonged uncertainty and prevent problems from escalating. This will help the company stay nimble and competitive in the market. Horowitz emphasizes that making tough decisions quickly does not mean being reckless or making decisions without careful consideration. Rather, it means being able to weigh the available information and make a decision based on what is best for the company, even if it is uncomfortable or uncertain. Lesson 5. Communicate clearly and often. The fifth lesson from The Hard Thing About Hard Things is the importance of clear and frequent communication within a company. Horowitz stresses that effective communication is essential for ensuring that everyone is on the same page, working towards the same goals, and making informed decisions. Horowitz provides several tips for effective communication. Be transparent. Leaders should be transparent and honest about the company's goals, challenges, and performance. This will help build trust with employees and ensure that everyone is working towards the same goals. Listen actively. Communication is a two-way street. Leaders should actively listen to their employees and take their feedback into account when making decisions. Use multiple channels. Different employees may prefer different communication channels. Leaders should use a variety of channels, such as email, Slack, and in-person meetings, to ensure that everyone is receiving and engaging with the messages. Keep it simple. Communication should be clear and concise. Avoid using jargon or overly technical language, and focus on delivering key messages in a simple and understandable way. By communicating clearly and frequently, leaders can ensure that everyone in the company is aligned, informed, and engaged. This will help the company move faster, make better decisions, and adapt to changes in the market more effectively. Horowitz emphasizes that communication is not just the responsibility of leaders, it's everyone's responsibility. Every employee should be encouraged to communicate openly and transparently, and to actively listen to others. This will create a culture of effective communication that drives success. Lesson 6. Learn to be a wartime CEO. The sixth lesson from The Hard Thing About Hard Things is the importance of being a wartime CEO when faced with challenging times. Horowitz explains that wartime CEOs are leaders who are able to make difficult decisions quickly and effectively, inspire and motivate their teams, and navigate the company through tough times. Horowitz provides several tips for becoming a wartime CEO. Be decisive. Wartime CEOs must be able to make quick, decisive decisions even in the face of uncertainty. They must be willing to take risks and make bold moves to keep the company moving forward. Communicate effectively. Effective communication is crucial during times of crisis. Wartime CEOs must be able to communicate clearly and frequently with their teams, investors, and other stakeholders. Inspire and motivate. Wartime CEOs must be able to inspire and motivate their teams to stay focused and determined, even when things look bleak. Be adaptable. Wartime CEOs must be able to adapt to changing circumstances quickly and effectively. They must be willing to pivot the company's strategy or business model when necessary to stay competitive. Horowitz emphasizes that not every CEO is suited for wartime leadership. It requires a unique set of skills, including the ability to make tough decisions under pressure and to inspire and motivate others during difficult times. However, Horowitz also notes that wartime leadership is not just about the CEO. It's about creating a culture of resilience and adaptability throughout the entire organization. By fostering a culture of agility and determination, companies can weather tough times and emerge stronger on the other side. Overall, Horowitz argues that being a wartime CEO is essential for companies facing difficult times. By embracing the role of a wartime CEO, leaders can make tough decisions, inspire their teams, and steer their companies through even the toughest of challenges. Lesson 7. Focus on your strengths, outsource your weaknesses. The seventh lesson from The Hard Thing About Hard Things is the importance of focusing on your strengths and outsourcing your weaknesses. Horowitz argues that leaders should focus on their areas of expertise and delegate tasks that they are not skilled in to others who can do them better. Horowitz provides several tips for focusing on your strengths and outsourcing your weaknesses. Know your strengths. Leaders should take the time to identify their areas of expertise and focus on them. This will help them maximize their impact and deliver better results. Identify your weaknesses. Leaders should also identify areas where they are not as skilled or knowledgeable. These tasks should be delegated to others who are better equipped to handle them. Hire for complementary skills. When building a team, leaders should look for individuals with complementary skills and expertise. This will help ensure that all tasks are covered and that the team can work effectively together. Use outsourcing strategically. In some cases, it may make sense to outsource certain tasks to outside vendors or contractors. Leaders should use outsourcing strategically to ensure that the company is getting the best results at the best cost. By focusing on their strengths and outsourcing their weaknesses, leaders can maximize their impact and improve the overall performance of the company. This will help the company stay competitive and adapt to changes in the market more effectively. Horowitz emphasizes that outsourcing weaknesses does not mean abdicating responsibility. Leaders must still be involved in overseeing the tasks that are outsourced and ensuring that they are completed to the company's standards. Overall, Horowitz argues that focusing on strengths and outsourcing weaknesses is essential for effective leadership. By leveraging their strengths and surrounding themselves with a strong team, leaders can drive better results and achieve greater success. Lesson 8. Build a culture of trust. The eighth lesson from The Hard Thing About Hard Things is the importance of building a culture of trust within a company. Horowitz argues that trust is essential for effective teamwork, decision-making, and overall success. Horowitz provides several tips for building a culture of trust. Be transparent. Leaders should be open and honest with their teams about company goals, challenges, and performance. This will help build trust and ensure that everyone is working towards the same objectives. Follow through on commitments. Leaders must follow through on their commitments to build credibility and trust with their teams. Encourage open communication. Leaders should encourage open communication and feedback from their teams. This will help create an environment of trust and collaboration. Empower employees. Leaders should give their teams the tools and resources they need to be successful. This will help build trust and confidence in the company's ability to achieve its goals. Led by example. Leaders must model the behavior they want to see in their teams. They should be honest, transparent, and committed to the company's goals. By building a culture of trust, leaders can create a strong foundation for their company's success. Teams that trust each other are more likely to work effectively together, make better decisions, and adapt to changes in the market more quickly. Horowitz emphasizes that building a culture of trust is not a one-time effort. It requires ongoing effort and commitment from leaders at all levels of the company. However, the payoff can be significant in terms of improved performance, increased employee engagement, and greater overall success. Overall, Horowitz argues that building a culture of trust is essential for companies to achieve their goals and thrive in today's competitive market. By focusing on transparency, communication, and empowerment, leaders can create a strong foundation for their company's success. Lesson 9. Don't be afraid to be different. The ninth lesson from The Hard Thing About Hard Things is the importance of embracing your company's uniqueness and not being afraid to be different. Horowitz argues that companies that try to be everything to everyone often end up being nothing to no one. Horowitz provides several tips for embracing your company's uniqueness. Embrace your core values. Every company has a set of core values that make it unique. Leaders should identify these values and use them to guide decision-making and strategy. Focus on your niche. Leaders should identify the niche or market segment where their company can excel and focus on that area. This will help the company stand out from competitors and build a strong reputation. Don't be afraid to take risks. Companies that are willing to take risks and try new things are often the ones that achieve the greatest success. Leaders should encourage a culture of innovation and experimentation within their company. Be true to your brand. Leaders should ensure that their company's messaging and branding are consistent with its core values and unique selling proposition. By embracing their company's uniqueness, leaders can differentiate themselves from competitors and build a strong brand that resonates with customers. This will help the company attract and retain customers, drive growth, and achieve long-term success. Horowitz emphasizes that embracing your company's uniqueness requires a willingness to take risks and try new things. However, the payoff can be significant in terms of increased customer loyalty, greater market share, and improved financial performance. Overall, Horowitz argues that companies that embrace their uniqueness and are not afraid to be different are often the ones that achieve the greatest success. By focusing on core values, identifying a niche, taking risks, and staying true to the brand, leaders can build a strong and resilient company that stands out from competitors. Thanks for watching. For more such videos, please subscribe.